Your Shopify dashboard says you made 67 paid orders this month. Congratulations. Your Google Ads dashboards say that you got 120 conversions. Both numbers are right. And that's the part that nobody properly explains. The reason your sales never match your Google Ads report is, sometimes it can be, but sometimes it is not a glitch. And it's not your agency lying to you. It's three different systems pretending to track the same event, and you've been asked to make decisions on numbers that don't agree with each other. And I'm going to show you why they diverge, when the gap is normal and when it's actually a tracking problem you need to fix. I get a version of this question almost every week. A client pings me, Google Ads report says we did $40,000 in revenue, but my Shopify stores says $24,000 from paid traffic. So who should I trust? Who is right? Or my agency says the ROAS is 3, but the dashboard says 1.7. And I don't know who to believe. Same problem in different clothes. And here's what's actually going on. Google Ads counts a conversion when somebody clicks an ad and completes a tracked event within an attribution window. By default, it's 30 days. Shopify counts an order at the moment the customer pays. Google Analytics 4 sits kind of in the middle and tries to attribute orders back to the session with its own attribution model and its own data loss. And none of these three platforms are wrong. They're just measuring different things using different rules for that. And in 2026, with all the tracking restrictions baked into modern browsers, those rules disagree even more than they used to before. So today I want to do two things. First, walk you through where the gap actually comes from in simple language. Second, show you the tracking stack I install on every Shopify client account so the gap stays inside a normal range and you can actually trust your numbers. None of this requires a developer, for the basic version of it at least. And the advanced version does, and I'll tell you when you crossed that line. Reason one your numbers don't match is the attribution window. Google Ads default is 30-day click window. This means when someone clicks your ad, comes back, let's say 2 weeks later, buys, that order shows in Google Ads as a conversion attributed to that ad click. Shopify shows the order on the day it actually happened, with no attribution back to some clicks. And Google Analytics has its own model. Currently, it's data-driven that distributes credit across multiple sessions, sources, or even channels. So a single purchase can be 1 in Google Ads, 1 in Shopify, and 0.4 conversion in Google Analytics attributed to paid search, plus 0.6 split across organic. And you need to understand that this is not a bug. That's 3 different definitions of what conversion actually is. Once you accept that, you stop trying to make them match exactly 100%. And you start asking the right questions, which is, are the numbers diverging by an amount that makes sense, or something actually not working, something is broken. Reason 2, browser level data loss. Safari, Firefox, and many other ad blocker plugins that do not load properly the tracking scripts the same way, let's say, Chrome does. On Safari specifically, third-party cookies have gone for years. And the Google Click ID, the identifier of when a person clicks on ad in Google Ads, it's not there. iOS users, the ones who are using iPhone, on default, So Safari is the worst case. I mean, you can lose something like 20 to 40% of the conversion events from this group alone, depending on the device mix of your store. So if your traffic skews heavily on mobile, and most e-commerce and basically every website does nowadays, this is big data loss. Reason number 3, the checkout redirect. This one is specific to Shopify, and it's where most stores fail their tracking without realizing it. So by default, when someone clicks complete order, some payment methods send a customer through a third-party redirect before they land on your thank you page. So they click on place order, then they redirect it to some payment gateway, and then they come back to your thank you page. And the customer session ends. Or the page never fully loads the thank you page. So the order shows in Shopify, no problem, but the conversion never reaches Google Ads or Google Analytics. Here's a quick check for this one. Pick 3 orders from the last week that came from paid traffic. You know that they came from paid advertising, and look them up in Google Ads. You can do that by value, which is very simple to do. And if those 3 orders don't show up as conversions in Google Ads, your thank you page tracking has a conversion problem. In that case, run that test on a sample of 10 orders, and you know exactly how leaky your stack is. Okay, now the fix. Here's the tracking stack I install on every Shopify client. Layer 1, native Shopify and Google Ads integration. You should set this up first because it's free and it covers the basics. Inside Shopify, you connect your Google Ads account through Google Channel app, and this installs the basic conversion tag, which will fire on order creation. This is fine for stores spending under, let's say, $1,000 a month, where your tracking gap costs you less than actually tracking fix would. Layer 2, enhanced conversions. This is the single biggest no-cost upgrade most Shopify stores haven't done. Enhanced conversions takes the customer's hashed email at the checkout and sends it back to Google Ads. So Google can match the conversion to the click even when the cookie is missing. If you have Google Ads account and a Shopify store and you haven't enabled enhanced conversions, you're leaving recovered conversions on the table. And it takes about, let's say, an hour to set it up properly. And there are step-by-step guides. So I suggest you should do it. Layer 3, server-side tracking. This is the level where you stop relying on customers' browser to fire events and start sending them directly from your server, where ad blockers can't touch them. The 2 paths I see most often are Google Tag Manager server containers, which require some technical work, and managed apps like Stape, for example, which charge you monthly fee and handle most of the setup for you. So the question is, when do you actually need this? And the honest answer here is, once you're spending more than $3,000 to $5,000 a month on Google Ads, the gap, what you're measuring and what's really happening, starts to cost you more than the free tools. So below that, you can use the basic stack. I think it's fine. With enhanced conversions especially, this is enough. Layer 4, the verification step that nobody does. After you set all this up, do a test purchase. Use a coupon or your own card. Click through one of your own ads first, so you have Google Click ID attached to it. Then complete the checkout. Then go check 3 places: Google Ads conversion screen, Google Analytics event screen, and your server-side tools debug window, if you're using one. If the order shows in all 3 within next 24 to 48 hours, your stack works. And if it's missing in one of them, that's usually where your conversion tracking gap lives. And most stores skip this and just trust their Shopify default dashboard. And that's the reason why most of them have tracking problems they don't know about until the ROAS quietly drops and nobody can explain why. Now, one more thing about the gap itself. Even with the perfect server-side stack, you will never get Shopify and Google Ads to match exactly, because these two systems, they define conversion differently, they measure it differently, they have different attribution. So you should aim for a gap, let's say about 25 to 30%. And anything beyond that, you can have a tracking issue. Anything inside that, you're working with normal attribution. Okay, now let's get a bit practical. Let me walk you about 3 common patterns I see often because they tell you exactly what needs to be fixed. Pattern number 1, Google Ads conversions higher than Shopify paid orders. This usually means duplicate firing. Your conversion event in Google Ads is firing on something that isn't a final purchase, like order confirmation pop-up, maybe cart or checkout, something like that. Maybe begin checkout event accidentally tagged as a primary conversions. So the fix is go to your tag setup, not your campaigns, audit the events firing in your Google Tag Manager, and remove the duplicates. Pattern 2. Shopify paid orders are much higher than Google Ads conversions. What does it mean? It usually means coverage loss. Either your thank you page isn't firing properly, or you're losing tracking on things like Safari browser and mobile users in iPhone in a way that enhanced conversions cannot recover. The fix here is to use server-side tracking. Pattern 3. The numbers look close on average, but vary widely week to week. And this is usually a campaign type problem, not a tracking problem. For example, Performance Max conversion delays delayed purchases together to create reporting noise that smooths out, let's say, if you look back 30 days. But if you look week to week, or especially day to day, it looks chaotic. And it takes a while to actually see the conversion data. So you cannot see it sometimes within the first 24 or 48 hours. So if you're chasing weekly noise on Performance Max campaign, you will always be confused. You should work with PMax on a monthly reporting level. And then you will see that this chaos kind of disappears. If you can identify out of these 3 scenarios which pattern is yours, you know which fix to invest in. But don't try to solve all of them at once. So the short version here is that the numbers don't match because Google Ads, Shopify, and Google Analytics measure conversions differently. Stop trying to make them equal. You should aim under 30% discrepancy. Get enhanced conversions set up if you haven't yet. That's the biggest win. You can add server side once you cross a few thousand in monthly ad spend. And it is important to run a test purchase end to end at least once a quarter so you know that your stack actually works. If your Shopify and Google Ads numbers are nowhere near each other and you don't know what to fix first, that's exactly the kind of audit I run as a free first step on most accounts. The forum is in the description. If you want more videos like this, the boring infrastructure stuff that decides whether your campaigns work, hit subscribe. Next week, I'll be doing something very interesting, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.